Hello, this is Manesh Patel from IchimokuTrade.com. Today is November 16, 2014. It's our bi-weekly Ichimoku analysis for all the global markets out there, where we cover everything from Europe to Middle East to Asia to North and South America. We're delayed by a week because it was at the money show in London, so it just kind of get hectic to do a presentation and recording out there, and kind of get through jet lag. Normal procedures, just a disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument at all. If you do so, you're doing it at your own risk. Today, all the charts are going to be basically from ESignal Interactive Data. Here are our contact details here, where you can find us at email address at info@eiicapital.com. You could also find our quarterly or semi-annual institutional report here. You could also go to our website, ichimokutrade.com, access any of our free videos, heat map, multiple time frame email alerts, multiple time frame heat maps, scanners, and various other trading tools out there too. Okay, so let's go straight to ESignal as we normally do. Remember, on the left hand side is the daily time frame, right hand side is basically the weekly. We concentrate mainly on the weekly because we're trying to give you a long-term overview of what's going on with the markets. And we typically start off in Europe, is pretty much the first instruments that we kind of go through. So the first instrument we're going to go for is Ireland. You can see how the bullish trend here went for a major pullback. The major support for the major pullback was 59.92. Broke the first resistance, trying to break the second resistance. So this does have a high probability getting to roughly about 66.41 or 67.50 by the end of the year. The question is, after that point, what's it going to do? I can't really tell you with high probability right now if it's going to break that pivot high to continue to keep on going up, or whether it'll come up here, retest this high, or fall short of it and consolidate. But right now, it does look good to keep on going up to at least about 66.41, at least before the end of the year. UK market, you could see here, it had a nice big bullish trend. You could see here, right here, then it decided to consolidate here from basically of June of 2013 all the way here to October of 2014. So this was basically a 1 year, almost a little over a year, 1 year consolidation pattern that this guy went through. It's at a major resistance now if you zoom in, which is at 66.52. The key thing is whether it'll break it. I think what it'll do is it'll bounce off that and probably come to retest the low here at the support at 64.49 or 64.88, and at that point it'll be a true test to see exactly if it's going to break this resistance or not. But we do feel like it needs a pullback before it could sit there and attempt to break it at all. This could be the top of the consolidation pattern, and this could be the bottom of the consolidation pattern going forward. We really don't know. Right now we're just expecting a minor pullback to about 64.48 and 64.49, and then at that point we'll see exactly what happens with the UK market. Germany, if you look at Germany, again, it had a bullish trend, did a major pullback to 86.04, which is a major support. It's slowly trying to make its way forward to the major resistance at 94.83, 96. Once it gets there, then it's going to be time to see exactly what it's going to do there. But 94.83 is going to be a major resistance it has to break. It may decide to get there at 94.83, pull back to 91.93, and then make an attempt to break it. If it does break it, that's got a high probability getting to 97.97, and at that point it may not sit there and move forward. We're not sure. It just depends on exactly when it gets to this pivot high here to see whoever has a high probability of breaking it or not. But we'll keep you updated on these 2-week videos. France, if you look at France, is kind of the weaker of the UK and Germany. It's not even close to its major resistance here, which is at 43.46. Had a bullish trend, did a major pullback to 40.44, which held a major support here. Now it's got a high probability of getting to 43.46, but still a little far away still from there compared to Germany and UK, which are closer to their resistances. Switzerland here, you could see here, had a nice little trend slowly going up, a little consolidation, ugly consolidation here, then a major pullback to a support of 82.39, broke the resistance here, 87.50 that we had outlined. So this looks like it's trying to go higher. right now. However, we do kind of expect a minor pullback to occur. Hopefully we can see a pullback to about 87.50 to retest that resistance it broke and turn into support. If it does, then it'll be very strong to keep on going up, going into this year and possibly going into next year. Iceland, which is the one we're talking about breaking out, it did break out. It's holding very strong and got to 420. It looks like it's keep on going. Momentum still very strong in it for it to keep on going higher. Baltic here, basically this was a major pullback. Major support for the major pullback was 574. It broke that support, so we're no longer, this bullish trend does not exist anymore. Now the question is whether this thing's going to consolidate or sit there and go down further. And if you look at the charts, this looks like it sit there and go down further to possibly about right here, which is about 546. So right now this is entering a bearish trend to go down, but it could sit there and stop and consolidate. We don't really know right now, but if you look here on the daily, it does look very bearish to at least retest the low and to possibly keep on going lower. So only time will tell on this one, but this one kind of completely reversed because it should have held the 574. It didn't, so that basically means it's now bearish. Denmark, which was very, very strong going forward, you could see here, did a major pullback to about 681, which was a major support, held it, came back up here. It's got a high probability of retesting this high and possibly breaking this 770. We're kind of looking for it to pull back to about 720 and then sit there and start making a move towards 770 to break it. So we'll kind of keen to see that going forward. Finland. If you look at Finland here, we'll just zoom out a little. Nice bullish trend, and now it's basically consolidated. It did a major pullback to this major support right here, which is about 73.17. Held that support. Now it looks like it's trying to get back to the top of the consolidation pattern at 77.51. It does not look like a high probability right now breaking it, but only time will tell. But right now it looks like it's just going to consolidate between 77.51 and 73.20 is the consolidation pattern basically for this particular instrument. Okay, and that was I think that was Denmark. Yep. No, that was Finland. Okay, that's Finland. This is basically consolidating. This has a high probability getting 77.51 and breaking out. That's the one we already talked about. Next is Norway. Norway here, you can see a nice bullish trend here. We did a major pullback to about 600, was a major support. Held it. Now it's basically trying to sit there and make a move up. These are all the resistances it's got it's going to run into to retest the high, but it does have a high probability getting back to 700 and breaking that too. So keep an eye on Norway as it goes forward to hitting all those major resistances. Belgium, again, same thing, bullish trend, consolidating, held a major support here, which is at 30.15, held that support. Now it looks like it's trying to retest the high. Pretty much has a very, very close retest the high depending on how you look at it. This is one high and that's another high, so it kind of retested this resistance here, but it does look like it has a high probability of breaking it if it could break out of this consolidation pattern. So keep an eye on Belgium. Sweden, same thing as Belgium. And Norway, major trend consolidation at the top of the trend. Finally did a major pullback. The major pullback in here is 1335, retesting the high 1420, which is the top of the consolidation and pattern. If it breaks it, pretty much it's going to keep on going higher. Next is Netherlands. If you look at Netherlands here, ugly as this thing seems, this is bullish trending here. Did a major pullback to 369, which is a major support. Held it. Now it's trying to retest the high here at 425, which is the top of the consolidation pattern. And believe it or not, we have it right here. Since it sat there and went through the cloud, it's got a low probability of breaking this pivot high here to continue to go higher unless the higher time frames dominate it. But you can see right now it looks like that's going to be 425 is going to be a major resistance to see exactly what happens there. Spain here, Major trend here, did a major pullback, didn't quite get to our support level, which is about 50.93, but basically now it came back above here. A major support for this one is going to be 5400, and major resistance is going to be 5634. If it breaks the resistance, then it's going to trend to the top side. If not, it's going to go down. Greece here. If you look at Greece, it had a nice bullish trend here, did a major pullback, did not hold the support 1570, and basically started a bearish trend now to a point we're looking for a target to pretty much kind of bottom out here, roughly around 1084. So we still see another leg for this thing possibly to keep on going down. So we'll see how long it takes it to get there, but we're kind of looking for it to reach that support before the end of this year. Portugal here, this is nice bullish trending here, did not hold the support at 11,071, broke that support, so now it looks like it's going to enter a consolidation pattern or start to trending to the downside. To start a bearish trend, it's got to break the 10,180. That's Portugal. If you look at Italy here, nice bullish trend here, held the support 18,544. It's got a high probability here getting back to 2,000, so we're definitely going to be bullish right now for Italy to get to 20,000. If it breaks that, then it definitely will sit there and get to 21,463, and then possibly can sit there and retest the high or fall short of it by here. So we definitely know with high probability it's going to get to 20,000. It's just a matter of when. So we're waiting for that to occur. As long as this support here holds, which is at 18,544, so we're definitely bullish on the Italian market right now to get to that level. Austria, if you hear nice bullish trending here, did not sit there and hold a major support here at which is the pullback level of 2448. As a result, it started a bearish trend here going down. Some minor resistance levels right now is 2225. It holds there. Then it's got a high probability of getting back to 2050 and breaking out to keep on going lower. Czechoslovakia, this is just one ugly pattern, but this is slowly going down here. This is bearish. Major support right now for the next one is going to be 948, and after that it's going to be 924 and 907. But this is just a slow bleed going downwards in an ugly consolidation pattern. Hungary, same scenario as Czechoslovakia. This is slowly bleeding going downwards here. You can see a major resistance here is 17,931. Major support, which is stuck at right now, is 17,117. If it breaks that support, then this will definitely come here back to 16,000 and possibly can go lower than that. Poland, just ugly consolidation patterns you could see from last time. Support in this one's going to be 2320. Next one's going to be 2389. Resistance is going to be 2451 and 2519. But this is just consolidating. Romania, which is basically breaking out into a bearish trend, looking good still, going forward, up, 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 up. However, I don't like the idea that basically it came here, pulled back to the support, which we're fine, which is at 68, about, I think, 68. What was that level? 68.27, held the support here and then came back up here, and it got to a minor resistance of 7,000 and held it. That's not good at all that it held the minor resistance 7,000. If it comes back to the support, then we're going to have a possibility of a major pullback that can occur. But we have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen here. But this thing really needs to break the 7,000 resistance. If it does, then it could sit there, retest the high, and keep on going in its natural bullish trend right now. Slovakia, this one here, you could see here, this is retesting the high here. It did a major pullback, but right now it was a weak major pullback to a point, has a high probability of breaking the 225 and keep on going higher. So definitely keep an eye on that one, because if it breaks that resistance, it definitely will keep on going higher. Russia, you can see here basically at the top of this consolidation pattern, which is at 3311. The key is, will it break it? It doesn't look like it right now. Low probability right now for at least about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have to see. But right now it doesn't look like it's breaking it because it's at a major resistance. South Africa here, you could see here it did a major pullback to 88.30, held that level. It's getting to a resistance basically right here, which is at 99.57. is a major resistance here. At that point, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. There is a high probability, believe it or not, it could break it to get to about 10,600, and at that point it could hold, and then it could sit there and start going down. But we have to wait and see exactly what's happening. But it did bounce off 88.30, and we're bullish to at least getting to this resistance, which we're pretty much almost at that point now. Turkey. If you look at Turkey, this is just doing nothing except an ugly consolidation pattern. The current support is basically 40.86 and the resistance is 93.95. Nothing exciting going on there. Israel was bullish trending, is still continuing its bullish trending going up. Broke resistance at 66.63, which is now a support, but this still looks good to keep on going up. Still has not experienced a pullback at all. Saudi Arabia. If you look at this nice bullish trend here, and then you had this big bar in 1 week just went down. Then it went back to this resistance here, and if you look at this resistance here, this is a very critical resistance at 10,261. It held that resistance, so that's not good at all. Since it held that resistance, it now has a high probability of pulling back and doing a major pullback and possibly getting to 9,000 or 97.47. So this is basically right now we're bearish until it gets to major support for the major pullback, but since it did not break this resistance at all. So Saudi Arabia is now, we're saying it's basically going for a major pullback compared to continuing on for this major trend. Dubai is different on the other hand, where basically it's ugly, bullish trending, ugly consolidation pattern here, pulled back to major support, which we had outlined here, which is about 93, let's just say 93.28, which is a major support right here. Held it and slowly going up. This thing is slowly starting to go back up to 5,000. If it gets to 5,000 and very, very soon, believe it or not, it could break it and keep on going higher towards the end of the year. So definitely keep an eye on Dubai to retest the high and possibly break it to go into next year. Abu Dhabi, same thing as Dubai, consolidation pattern here. It's at a minor resistance level right now, which it has to break. If it breaks it, it'll go to 51.73, and then it'll break that too. So Abu Dhabi and Dubai are in a very similar boat. Bahrain, this is bullish trending here. This one has not gone for a major pullback at all. This is minor pullback right now, which is basically holding at a support level here. Which is 1430, and then a minor resistance level, which is a 1454. So this is still bullish right now, and this will remain bullish as long as it doesn't sit there and break the support here. If it does, then it'll have a possibility of going for a major pullback. Kuwait. If you look at Kuwait right here, basically it's bullish trending here. Major pullback is basically to 1127, which is an ugly pullback, believe it or not. So far it's holding that support right now. We'll have to see exactly what it's going to do, but it may sit there and decide to consolidate right around that level, which could sit there and take a lot of the bullish momentum out. Oman, bullish trending here, waiting for a major pullback. It didn't quite get to our support here, which is a 68.789, but it's trying to retest the resistances now, which we outlined here, which is at 71.37, and the next one's going to be 72.05 is going to be the next major resistance there. And then Qatar, and you can see here this is still bullish trending here. Broken the minor resistance at 13,625 to a point it's got a high probability getting to 14,000 and retesting this high and continue to move forward up. Okay, so that basically, let's go over to China and Asia now. If you look at China here, basically this has gone up. This is not basically retesting its high now. It did make an interbar new high last week here, but basically closed right at the major resistance at 25.90. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, whether China can sit there and break this consolidation pattern, which is a multi-year consolidation pattern, and keep on going higher. Remember, there's actually getting deregulated to a point a lot of Chinese stocks are going to be delisted on the Hong Kong exchange. So there's a high probability that the China exchange, China market's going to sit there and blow this high and keep on going higher now. If you look at Hong Kong on the other hand, which was actually leading the bullish momentum compared to the China market, is kind of now lagging now, which is interesting to see. It can't sit there and retest this high at all. In fact, stopped at this minor resistance at 23,982, and then now it's stuck between a support here at 23,520. So it's stuck between these two right now, but this chart does not look bullish at all. So it's actually reversing a pairs trading where we're bullish in China and bearish on the Hong Kong market now. Korea, if you look at Korea here, it's just one ugly consolidation pattern here. It broke the bottom of the consolidation pattern 251, got to another level of the consolidation pattern, which is at 240.90. So it's kind of bouncing between the 251 and 240. Whichever one it breaks, that's pretty much to where it's going to pretty much go towards this consolidation pattern. Japan market, which is the most interesting one here. Nice bullish trending here. Still has not gone for a major pullback. This is the major pullback level, which is a little under 4,000. It got to there, but we still have a possibility of going through a major pullback where it still can sit there and go lower into this level, into this cloud here. The major pullback level is going to be 12,215, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what's happening. But this right now is starting to look weak, where this is going to enter this cloud and do a major pullback, but only time is going to tell us exactly what's going to happen. In order to stop that, it's got to sit there and break this 14,754 level and go higher and break and get to 15,752. If it does that, it'll consolidate here at the top until it breaks out to the high. But right now it's looking bearish more for the Japanese market. Malaysia here set their ugly bullish trend, consolidating at the top, did a major pullback and held a support at 1770. Broke the resistance 1831. At that point, it should have sat there and held. It didn't at all. It broke down. It's at a minor support level right now. If it doesn't hold this minor support level, this thing's going to come down to 1770, and then at that point it has a possibility of breaking it. If it holds at this minor support level and then starts making a move up here, then we do have a high probability to get back to 1880, and then we'll have to see exactly what happens there. Singapore. This is nice, ugly, bullish trending here. Did a major pullback to support 55.10, held it, and then sat there. And now it's at a major resistance, which is at basically 59.43. This is a major resistance to determine exactly what's going to happen here. 58.43 is going to be the minor support here. So this really has to spread there and break this resistance. If it does, then it'll come back to 50 to 6,200 at least. So it'll have a high probability, but we have to wait and see what happens between this minor resistance here and minor support level here to determine exactly what's going to happen with this particular instrument, which is for Singapore. Thailand. Look at Thailand, it's bullish trending here, slowly creeping up. It's here at a major resistance of 1600, which was targeting here. If it breaks that, then it'll retest this pivot high at the very high up here at 1650, and then at that point it possibly could break it to keep on going higher. We honestly believe this is going to sit there and probably consolidate now and make a lower high than the previous one to kind of show you some divergence a little to a point. This will be a multi-year consolidation pattern that the Thailand market is going to enter. Indonesia. This here is, if you could see it, nice bullish trend here, major pullback here, retested the high, which we kind of predicted it to happen. We weren't sure if it's going to retest the high here, the 51.46 to 52.38 came up here. Now basically this has stepped there and did its double top, and now it looks like it's going to sit there and possibly go down and start forming a consolidation pattern. Major resistance right now is 51.46. Minor support for this one's going to be roughly around 49.42. Next is going to be Philippines. This is bullish trending here. As you can see, we've marked it out, outlined here. This right here is major resistance, which we did get to. We're not sure if it's going to sit there and break that to keep on going higher. If it falls short here, then this will sit there and enter a reversal pattern to go down. the key support here has to sit there and hold, which is at 41.48. As long as I hold, this has a high probability of breaking that resistance and keep on going higher. If that support falls, then it's going to come down here and then possibly come down here to the bottom to basically test the bottom of the consolidation pattern. So we have to wait and see exactly what happens there. Vietnam, really doing nothing except consolidating right now. It's at the bottom of the consolidation pattern, which is 15,000. A high probability of bouncing that off that and coming up to 19,265, and then we'll have to see exactly what happens from there. Australia, this is an ugly bullish pattern that's still going up. It's entered a major pullback. Didn't quite get to our support level of 54.93, which is a support level we're outlining, and missed it by a couple of points. We're okay with that. And then it came back up here, broke the resistance of 54.980, so it does have a high probability of retesting the 56.34. At that point, we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen with that one to move forward. New Zealand, well, bad tick charts today, so we can't really look at New Zealand. But remember, New Zealand was bullish trending compared to a lot of the South Asia regions out there. Okay. Next is basically the U.S. market. If you look at the U.S. market here, this is bullish trending here. We kind of outlined a Dow here at 18,034. We're slowly getting there. We're kind of expecting a minor pullback this week if you watch following our Twitter. So we're kind of expecting a pullback into Wednesday, which is also option expiry, a minor pullback, and then I think at that point it'll sit there and take off going all the way into February. SPX. If you look at SPX, broke resistance and maintaining it above it, so it broke the resistance 2006 and keeps on going higher. NASDAQ here is on a vengeance to keep on going higher, and you can see it's at an all-time high now to keep on going higher. So this basically is bullish trending too. And if you look at all of them, this is probably the strongest of all of them. It's the NASDAQ, and then you have basically the S&P, and then the next is the Dow. Next, let's look at Canada. If you look at Canada market here, nice bullish trending here, pulled back, held a major support level, which is roughly around here, 14,171. It broke a resistance here, which is 14,663. So this does have a high probability of getting to here and also breaking that to come back all the way up here. So we're definitely going to be bullish on the Canadian market to sit there, and but we'll watch at key levels here, which is at close to 15,000 level, to see what happens here. But this does have a high probability of retesting the high and possibly breaking that going into the end of this year and going into next year. So definitely keep an eye on Canada. Mexico, if you look up Mexico here, bullish trending here, not really doing much, anything at all. And it did a pullback here, and then it should have sat there and kept on going. It's not good that it's come back to this pullback level, which is at 43,287. That's showing you some signs of weakness here to a point. If it breaks that, then this is going to sit there and come down here, and this will be one ugly consolidation pattern moving forward. Argentina, which was the biggest bullish trend last year. If you look here, it followed through at the beginning of this year where it kept on going up, 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 up. Finally went for a major pullback here, held the support at 99.55, held that support level, and then it came up here to this minor resistance at 11,276 and held it. That's not good. It held this minor resistance level. It's got to sit there and break it. If it comes down here to this major support, it's going to weaken that support to a point it could possibly break it, and the Argentinian market could possibly enter a first major pullback after a very long time. Santiago, Chile, really not doing anything at all. Bearish trending. This is consolidating. This is at the top of the consolidation pattern, which it kind of held at 40.69. The minor consolidation pattern is kind of exactly at the resistance level we're at right now, which is at 39.34. If this holds here, right now the major resistance is going to be 39.34, and major support right now is going to be roughly around 37.37. So that's going to be the support. It's got to break one of those two to sit there and get to the outer layers of the consolidation pattern. And lastly, Brazil. Not really much going on in Brazil. A lot of people talking about with elections going up. If it was going to go up, it should have sat there and held a support level here at 55,592. Didn't do that at all, so basically can be coming down. Holding a support here at 50,599. 50,599. If it breaks that, it's going to retest this low, and if it retests that low, believe it or not, it possibly can go lower. Momentum will be to the downside, so we'll have to see what happens there. That's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks. Thank you.